from somewhere far above, I definitely appeared to be underground. I caught glimpses of distant rock and dirt walls, of greenish moss, of hanging stalactites glistening with moisture. This comforted me for reasons I couldn't articulate, and not just because I no longer seemed to possess functioning vocal cords. Being underground felt right, somehow. It felt like home. An image, a memory, suddenly flashed before my eyes, a subterranean city carved from stone. Beyond a black crevice moat, spanned by fine, arching bridges, rose towers with sweeping spires encrusted with black and blue gems. Orbs of blue-green light were strung across winding streets, pushing back but not quite banishing the shadows, and the entire settlement was suffused with that eerie jade glow. Home, I knew. Longingly, I reached out toward the city, only to find myself back among the mushrooms. After trying and failing to recapture the grand vision I'd just had, it slipped through the questing fingers of my consciousness like fine sand through a sieve. I attempted to get a better look at my surroundings again, though being entirely unable to move was still proving something of an impediment. While finding myself underground had indeed been a relief, the local environs left me distinctly unimpressed. Unlike the expansive cavern from my vision in all its glittering glory, here was little but fungi and dampness. If only I could get up and move around. A monstrous visage loomed into view, blocking the mushrooms from sight. It stared down at me with eyes like massive poached eggs. They bulged, gray and watery and wide, above dirt-smeared cheeks. The creature's mouth hung open, a yawning cavern of boulder-like teeth ready to devour me. I shrieked. No sound came out, though my vision was briefly infused with a strange reddish glow. Odd. But there was no time to ponder this new curiosity. Those pale eyes had widened, and the face came even closer. Still paralyzed, I now truly began to panic, desperately trying to move legs and arms I could not feel while the giant's horrific countenance towered over me. A futile struggle, it turned out. My traitorous body refused to obey my commands. As the colossal creature stretched out a hand toward me, I squeezed my eyes shut and prepared for the worst. Or tried to. Turned out I couldn't even manage that, and was forced to watch my approaching doom as fingers the size of cave borers, those massive tunneling worm-like eaters of rock, loomed unstoppably closer. This is it. This is the end. So long, cruel world, and thanks for nothing. The fingers closed around me. Instead of being crushed, I was wriggled from side to side in a distinctly undignified fashion until the damp soil encasing me released me with a reluctant squelch, whereupon I found myself lifted, somewhat terrifyingly, into the air. Dizziness consumed me as my captor stood to its full height and began walking. Barely caught glimpses of the rest of the cavern spun past as I was jolted along, far above the ground that had held me for so long. The wet-looking walls were adorned with surprisingly vibrant greenery, and I was grudgingly forced to admit that, nauseating though this little jaunt was proving to be, it was in fact preferable to the sight of those miserable mushrooms. And it was certainly an improvement on the eternal nothingness I'd been forced to endure up until that day. Still, it was difficult to enjoy the view given my current predicament. Where was this creature taking me, and what did it intend to do with me when we arrived? I didn't have to wait long to find out. As we ambled toward the center of the cavern, the dingy light became brighter and brighter. Now I really wished I could close my eyes. My every instinct sought to retreat from the cursed illumination, to seek deeper caves filled with cool shadows and still, quiet air. Instead, I was borne closer, helpless to shield myself from the light, pouring down through what I now saw was a great ragged hole in the cavern's ceiling. No, not sunlight, anything but sunlight. My horrified protests fell on deaf ears, probably because I still seemed incapable of making any external noise whatsoever, and I remained helplessly frozen as we stepped beneath that hellish blaze. Blinding white claws gouged at my eyes, which I tried and once more failed to close. Unable to withstand the assault, I pushed away from it with every ounce of my being.
Para seguir escuchando este audiolibro gratuitamente, haz clic en el enlace de la descripción y podrás escucharlo completo sin coste gracias a la prueba de 30 días de Audible.